All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the November Ownership Dashboard and our company meeting. And thanks, everyone, for being here. Got a big week this week. We had a big week last week. But before we get started, see, I'm not projecting up to the top. There's our information on how to go from English to Spanish and how to translate our meetings so that everyone can see it. And then we always love to kick us off every meeting with Tell Me Something Good. We had a couple of people submit some things, and here we go. Rory Barnhart said, my brother is the newly elected mayor of Dayton, West Carrollton, Ohio. He takes over January 24th. There we go. Some politicians in the group. Rory, that's pretty cool. Congratulations to your brother. Michelle Laredo said, my son's first grade class had perfect attendance, and they all completed their homework this week. They accomplished a huge goal for a bunch of 7-year-olds. So that's Michelle Laredo and Quality Assurance. You know what? I think that's pretty damn good. I think a whole class having perfect attendance. I love that. And everyone doing their homework. So good start for those 7-year-olds. Kristen Alvarez says, I recently celebrated 1 year at ABC on November 30th. I got laid off in May 2022, and my world was flipped upside down, or so I thought. Now I see everything happens for a reason. And what was meant to bring me down brought me home. Shout out to Shannon for hiring me and Steve for being the best darn division manager around. So very cool, Kristen. It is. That does deserve a round of applause. That is neat. You know, life. You make lemonade out of lemons, and Kristen definitely has, and we are so glad that she's part of the team. So we'll go from that to what we always like to celebrate, and this is one that we're going to be talking a lot more about. And we talk a lot about, our folks advancing and that statement. And I believe this in my core, and you've heard me say it over and over, but if you aren't growing, you're dying. You've got to be moving forward. And we've got certain people that are doing a great job of doing that, but we've all got to do that. Just like that, those 7-year-olds, everybody's got to be bought in. Everybody's got to be there together. Show up and move up. Write that down. Somebody needs to write that down. I like that. Show up and move up. I'm gonna coin that one. That one's good. But that's what it's about. And we're going to talk a lot more about that. And so Ignacio Flores in Austin Lawn Care, he moved up to specialist number 1. Now that's just the start of the process. And that's what we've got to really change the mindset at ABC. It's not just get that first start and get to that next level and say, okay, I've done the advancement program. That's not it, right? It is move all the way up. It's a lifetime of learning and a lifetime of advancing and moving up. So Ignacio, sir, you are on the path, and we will celebrate you doing that. All right, couple of compliments. Always love to share a couple of these with you. Now, you know that we get literally thousands of compliments a month, right? We do hundreds of thousands of services a month, and these are just a sampling of the really good ones that we did. And I wanted to just share these with you so you get the tenor of what's going on out there. Ryan Johnson is a great tech, and if you're looking to have your business treated, I would highly recommend him for the job. He is professional, informative, makes working with him a great experience. So that's Ryan Johnson, College Station Commercial Pest. Ryan, thank you. Great job, sir. Rocco Quintellini, sorry, Rocco, I may have messed that up, Austin Electrical Department. Customer called in on Monday. The electrician was here on Wednesday and on time. He was very professional, got right to work, and was done with the installation of 2 lighting fixtures in less than 2 hours. Rocco was careful of our surroundings and did a really good job of cleaning up. Price for the work was competitive, 100% satisfied with ABC and their staff from first contact to completion. We will call them for future work and unreservedly recommend them to anyone. Again, that's the formula. It's not hard. It's not hard. Do a great job. Do what you're supposed to do. Show up when you're supposed to do. Smile. Make a friend, right? Be informative. Communicate. And it leads to more business with that customer. And that's critical. More business with that customer. And then you see that right there. The punchline, we will recommend them to anyone. Anyone they talk to, they will recommend ABC. Dustin Lyons, Austin Residential Pest. ABC is doing a fabulous job of getting rid of animals in both my attics. They've been great to work with my schedule. The service guys, especially Dustin Lyons, have been excellent. I would highly recommend ABC Home and Commercial Services. So great job, Dustin. That's the exact formula. Well, another one, Santiago Martinez in plumbing down in the San Antonio office. Santiago was very in-depth in his explanation of what sorts of problems we were having. And he made it easy to understand potential solutions and their drawbacks. I feel very secure in knowing ABC is doing a good job taking care of our drainage issues. So again, communication, explanation, sharing our information, our knowledge and our expertise. Santiago, great job. Okay, I talked a little bit about advancement, all right? One of the things I'm going to kick off, we are kicking off, of course, is, we had our strategic planning, and one of our goals was leadership and training. So I'm going to turn it over to Bo, and this is exciting. This is very, very exciting. This is a first step that we're doing about our Emerging Leaders Program. So Bo, tell us about the program.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Oh, come on. We can be a little bit louder than that.
Good
It's Profit
morning.
Sharing Week. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There we go. There we go. So we started back a couple months ago. You guys remember we did our strategic planning, right? And we've made a lot of steps and progresses, and we've got that plan all put together for the next 5 years. And the goal that I'm responsible for, that I'm helping, really push forward over the next 5 years, is leadership and training. And one of the first things that we wanted to roll out is our Emerging Leaders Program. And basically what that is, we'll have training for managers, we'll have trainings for different levels, but we wanted to get some type of leadership and training for everybody at ABC so that we can start growing our future leaders for tomorrow. This company is built on internal promotions. We love growing our own. As you guys have seen the advancement slides, we're very good at pushing advancements through our trades and training. We want to do the same thing on the leadership level. And so that's why we want to roll out a program for everybody so that we can start looking towards the future of ABC and where we want to be, not just 5 years, where we want to be in the next 100 years. So I'll go ahead and kind of roll it out. So it's a program that we're going to do in-house. And the purpose of the program is pretty much to develop the next generation of leaders at ABC. The goal of the program is to instill skills and qualities in emerging leaders that we hope for in current and future leaders. That's kind of a bunch of broad words. The Emerging Leaders Program will also take in an in-depth look at different departments and services within ABC to get a better understanding of the company as a whole. Basically, we want it to be, if you're in pest, you learn about lawn, you learn about HVAC, you learn about billing, accounting, all different parts of ABC to where you get a full view of how this company works, while we're also growing great habits that you can start doing day one. So it's not just going to be, this is how we coach people, this is how we talk. It's not going to be your management training. It's going to be true leadership stuff that you can start doing day one. And not just at ABC, you can do it in your personal lives also. And I'll get a little bit more. So the program link's going to be, it's going to be over 4 months, and we'll meet about twice a month over those 4 months. Depending on the size, we're going to open this up to everybody. It might be where we're doing it virtual, or if there's a whole bunch of participation, we might have a whole bunch of groups in the branches, a couple here in Austin. We're just going to see how much interest there is first before we roll that out. So if there is a high number of applicants in the branches, additional classes, we'll create those in the branches. So first we thought when we rolled this out, we're like, all right, we'll do a class of like 50 or 60. Talking to Matt and Bobby, we said, no, if we're going to do a program this good, we're going to open it up to everybody at ABC, and we'll just do multiple classes instead of having a small class and selective. So we want this to be as big as we can make it at ABC. In the curriculum, so there's going to be 2 aspects that we talked about. There's one where we're going to look at ABC, so we'll bring in a different, some person from the management team to talk about their division, how that operates at ABC. Then the other part that we're going to do, and all managers are going through this right now, but it's this book, it's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you've never read it, it's a great book. It really talks about leadership skills that you can start practicing and really change your life. And I think most of the groups started last week, but we're off to a really good start. And we said we want all managers to go through it before the emerging leaders go through it, so we're all on the same page. But this will be kind of a big book discussion that we talk about each week and what qualities that we're learning and how we can implement it. So each week the class, they'll focus internalize habits through exercises and discussion. So it's going to be real dynamic. A lot of sharing. And the program, again, it'll look at the different divisions of ABC, what really makes ABC as a whole. So who can apply? Again, we want this to be open to everybody at ABC. So if you want to be a future leader at ABC in the future, you should apply for this position, is how we said. So we'll have all the applications. They'll be in Paylocity under the internal positions. We'll have it there. Pretty much what we need is a resume. There's a couple short answer questions that we really want people to be thoughtful, and then you can submit your application. And we'll probably leave it open until about December 31st. So we give everyone about 2-3 weeks, especially with the holidays. So again, I highly encourage it. If you want to move up at ABC eventually, this is a great program to have. If you want to better yourself and really get to know more about ABC, I highly recommend this class for you. But this will be the first one, and we're really, really, really excited about the participation that we'll see from it. So thank you, everybody.
There you go, Bo. Thank you. And again, I'm excited about this. You know, we did all that work with our strategic planning. This is the first real step of what we're doing. We said we wanted more management training, we wanted more leadership training, we wanted more technical training. That's all part of that one big goal. The other was communication we're working on, and Stephen Myers, our branch manager in San Antonio, is in charge of that. You'll be hearing more about that. And Michelle Nelson is, of course, in charge of our engagement. Those are our 3 big things that we're working on. So excited to kick that off. All right, let's look at the month, November. Ho-hum. Okay, if you had to say, how was November, Bobby? I'd say, at least we were up, and we'll walk through it. And it's been tough. A lot of people ask me, how's business? Because, you know, a lot of people know ABC's out there, and we're one of the more sizable companies. And I'd say we're kind of like a lot of businesses right now, just kind of okay. The economy, as you know, is kind of just kind of squishy, is what I would say. It's not a great economy. It's not falling off a cliff or anything. But it's not a great economy. But where we stand, and you can see up here, residential pest up 5.57%. So residential 3.7, commercial 3.7, termite up 10. Rodent is what's been really good for us. Okay, you got to find those things that have been good. So that rodent, I mean, that's a lot, right? $802,000 worth of rodent work. Thank God for the rats. So really good month there. Mosquito, you know, yeah, it's up, but it's just not a lot right there. Same thing with bed bug. And Chemfree was actually off a little bit. And so pest ended up, though, being up 5.57. Lawn division had some good things happen there, actually, up 8%. Lawn care off a little bit. We actually, that's actually a pretty darn good number given where we've been. Lawn mowing, this is the one I'm real happy about. Lawn mowing up 31%. And you guys, we've been saying this has been a really good year for lawn mowing because we had the labor, right? We've had all kinds of challenges over the last several years, but lawn mowing was good. Landscape, not so good, off 20%. Irrigation, off a little bit. Tree is another one that, if you'll recall, all year long, our tree business has been great. That ice storm last year really provided us a great a springboard to the year, and it's just continued to be a really, really good year in tree. And then holiday lights, you know, right there, we're up 6.72% for the month. We're up about 11%, so I'm excited about it. We're already up. I mean, this is cool, right? When you think about it, $3 million this company's done in holiday lights. We're probably at the tail end of that. We might get a couple of them squeezed in, but Christmas is knocking on the door, but that's still a pretty darn good number as far as the amount of revenue that we do with holiday lights. Home improvement had some good things in there. Handyman, a really good month, 12% up on handyman, $581,000 in that. That's a lot of work that we do there. Pool was up a little bit at $291, and window was up a little bit, so that's good. Mechanical division, we're going to call it eked out a positive of 0.81%. Appliance off a little bit. Electrical up nicely at 24. HVAC was down about 11%. Plumbing was up, but there's a great big job that's in there, but we'll take those great big jobs from time to time, so that made that number look good. And water quality was pretty much flat. So when you get to the punchline at the end, 5.5%. 5.5%. So we were really, really driving to get to that 12 and 13%. If you recall, if you went back 1 month ago, we were really trying to say, can we drive for that? And so we didn't. We didn't hit that. I'm a little bummed out, and yet I'm grateful that we're at least on the positive side. Break it down by the branches, and you can see Austin, actually okay in Austin, 7.25. San Antonio, which has had a very solid year, just a little off of flat. College Station was the leader in the clubhouse at 7.84, so they had the best month. Corpus Christi was at least positive. We're happy about that. And RGV, the Rio Grande Valley, was about flat. You can see the surrounding areas for our satellites. Bastrop up 20%. Bell County had a really good month, 37% up there. Excited about what's going on up in Bell County. I think we've mentioned we're moving into a new location up in Bell County. Instead of where we are out in the middle of nowhere, we're moving, renting a place actually on I-35 right as you drive into Belton. And so a little bit better location. We're excited about that. Georgetown off, Marble Falls off a good bit actually. So we'll take a look at that. And San Marcos up a little bit. So that's kind of how the satellites went. So you can see overall from the revenue standpoint, just kind of up and down, but nothing spectacular. All right, I'll turn it over to Matt to go over the profitability numbers for us.
Thank you, Bobby. Morning, guys. And you know, we did close the gap a little bit in October, and again, this goes through October. We're always a bit behind on this, so you can see basically close the gap to less than a point. So we are working hard right now on our November profitability, and then Bobby and I are going to do a little video on that on Wednesday to kind of say where we land for the year-end bonus and such. So we're ciphering away, as we say, to figure what the final number will be for the bonus. But you know, you can see our total payroll is up a little bit, and that's actually a good thing. We looked back at those numbers, and it's not just because we have more people. Our average pay per person is actually up. Okay, so that's a good thing. Okay. And we've done a better job this year on materials. We worked really hard on our inventory. We worked really hard on doing efficient use of materials and supplies, so that's actually paid off. Gosh, the price at the pump has helped us a little bit. I saw the other day $2.49, believe it or not. So great on the fuel. You know, the advertising, we're right on budget for that. You know, where we've gotten hurt is both on our overall insurance, GL comp and fleet, and a little bit on our health insurance. You can see both those numbers are up, so we got to work on that. And then we got kind of hit a little bit on the inflation side with the G&A expenses. That's everything else, from printing to postage to utilities to travel to anything else you can think of that the company spends money on. And that's where, you know, we've gotten squeezed a little bit. So you can see we're right now just right at 8%. So a lot's going to depend on November and whether we finish above or below 8%. So again, we're working on that. You can see our gain-loss report this time of year. It's always, unfortunately, a little bit in the red, which we don't like, but unfortunately, that's kind of a seasonal event. So this report, again, measures the difference between the contracts we sell versus the contracts we get canceled. So don't like to see the red numbers there. This slide's actually getting better. So our turnover slide, and this is a biggie because turnover is expensive. You guys know that. And you can see we are lower than a year ago, 26.7 currently compared with 29 last year at this time. So total head count, 1,040 roughly. A couple of good numbers on here. Really home improvement, minus 14 points, which is a good thing. And same with our customer service, minus 25. So the minuses are good here. That means the turnover is going down. So good job there. Just an insurance reminder for you new hires. If you were hired in the month of September, October, November, your benefits start December, January, or February. And again, always contact HR through the Anteater Help Desk. That's the best way to get a quick response. So any questions there, you can always contact the Help Desk. Okay, just a quick reminder on the 401k plan. And the nice thing about the 401k plan is we have 96% of our employees contributing to the 401k plan. So fantastic job on that. And again, just a reminder, if you're in the 401k plan, you get a 50% match of up to 6% of what you contribute. So you're automatically getting a good return on your investment. The market's been a little rough this year, although it's starting to climb back up again. So again, if you're in the 401k plan, you're making money because of the match, regardless of what the market does. And now the market's starting to recover a little bit, so it's a good thing. But you do want to designate a beneficiary on your 401k plan. So if you have changes in your life that affect that, again, you might not want somebody to get something if you're, let's say, if you're not married to them anymore. So make sure you update that. Just saying, could happen. All right, just a reminder on the holidays. Christmas this year is on a Monday, so obviously we're closed, and we are closed the Saturday before Christmas to give you a good 3 solid days to be off. And then on New Year's, we are certainly closed New Year's Day, but we are open the previous Saturday. So just a reminder there.
Hey guys, Caleb here with Handyman.
Listen up to this. This is pretty cool.
I'd like to share with you guys real quick. I was using this rotary tool and with a diamond blade, and I was working on a shower pan, cutting back fiberglass, just to allow a little less tolerance on the waterproofing. In any case, while I was cutting it kind of at high speed with fiberglass, you gotta go fast if you don't want it to get bogged down. This blade came off at high speed, kind of ricocheted in the corner I was working at, and came back and caught this hand. Now, fortunately, I was following proper procedure and wearing level 5 gloves, and there was no injury whatsoever. A little bit of a strike bruise, but no cut, no gash, nothing I needed to have any medical attention whatsoever. So just another example of why proper PPE is so important. And I did have eye protection on as well, so if that had been an issue, I was protected there as well. So just a little quick story on how it saved all of us that Christmas bonus.
All right, well, that's a great job and a reminder by Caleb, and Caleb's one of our fantastic handymen. And I tell you, if that would have come off and it would have ripped his hand pretty good, and you could imagine if it had ricocheted up and hit him in the face if he didn't have safety glasses on. So again, we stress that, guys. The PPE is critical. We've done a pretty good job this year on PPE-related type injuries. We've reduced those. And one of the biggies is gloves. It's eye protection, and it's gloves, and it's bump caps. Okay, so particularly that thing, and respirators in the attic, those kind of things. So thanks to Caleb for sharing that story with us. And you can see our fourth quarter safety goal is less than 12. Okay, right now we are at 8. So that's a good thing. And again, if we get that goal, Mr. McCarty will arrange something special for us, probably a breakfast or something of that nature in January. So keep that going. We've only got another couple of weeks. So if we can keep that to less than 4 injuries, we will reach our fourth quarter safety goal. So great job there. Wheels Plus One, let's talk about this a minute. We had a focus group of people that had been in at-fault accidents. So we did this a few weeks ago. And one of the things we found, a lot of the accidents we're having are these low-speed rear-end collisions that happen either at stoplights or intersections. And what happens is our driver figures, well, I'm just kind of going slow. I'm sitting in traffic. I'm going to look at my phone. And what happens? They get distracted. One of the guys was telling us, he heard a horn or something. He looked away, and all of a sudden, bang! He hits the car in front of him. Low speed, but unfortunately, these low-speed injuries do not prevent them going and getting an attorney who can turn a $5,000 accident into a $150,000 accident. So, again, Wheels Plus One. If you're stopped in traffic, make sure you can see the wheels of the car in front of you, and that'll prevent some of these minor mishaps that we're having. So again, that's a good habit to have, along with our double the distance. Again, we're going to redo that campaign again going into next year, and it's all about distracted driving. And if you don't have the time to react, you're going to hit somebody. It's inevitable that you are going to hit somebody, and the people that usually hit somebody are our high-risk drivers. And we only have 6% for November, which is good. But when we look at harsh braking in particular, harsh braking means you are ultimately going to hit somebody. And the people that are hitting people are our high-risk drivers. So, again, you're going to be counseled about it if you're a high-risk driver. But the reason you're harsh braking typically is you're following too closely, okay? We had 9 zero-infraction drivers, so you're going to get 2,500 reward points, and you're going to be in a drawing here at the end of the program where Bobby will do that for our 9 zero-infraction drivers. So kudos to you guys. That is hard to do. Okay, we've got some pictures here, and we're doing the photo contest for November. And the winner in November, in a $50 gift card to Roadhouse, was submitted by Ryan Van Helen. So great job, Ryan. And you could see those nails there sticking out in an attic, and that was the winner for November. So that would not be something you'd want to bang into. Would be a good idea if you had a hard hat on if you did. So again, we're keeping that contest going, and I'm going to challenge our branches. We're getting a lot of pictures submitted from Austin. We need a few more pictures from our branches. So if you're in the branches, let's get some pictures in here to Randy. Okay, our AMP program. This is, again, we love to emphasize this. We are trying to get to 10,000 amps. We have hit a plateau here, and we actually slipped a little bit last month. We sold 111, but we had 140 canceled, so we've kind of plateaued at this 95, 9600 level. So again, kudos to the people who did do well on selling amps. And you can see Desiree in the office had 8. We've had just kind of a little bit of a slack off here from our lead line and from our technicians. So again, keep that going, guys, because the amps are really important to our mechanical team. Our call center slide for the month, and this is, we're emphasizing our receptionists. We were saying the other night, we've got the friendliest receptionists in the world. They have handled 422,000 calls so far this year. That's crazy. And doing a great job. Our service levels, you can see at every department above 80, which is our goal. Some of those are well above 80. So fantastic job by all our call center people. You can see the number of calls was actually a little bit off this past month, and the reason it was off was really mechanical. Mechanical and dispatch were off a little bit, and that's because that's really weather related. And you can see that was really why our mechanical numbers for the month that Bobby just showed you were a little bit flat. That's probably the reason. You know, mechanical is so weather dependent, particularly for HVAC and heating, and we were a little bit off last month, but still a tremendous number of calls that were handled, and again with a great efficiency of over 95%. So, and these are when we measure through our QA program, these are the folks that had above 95 in their QA scores. So, fantastic job by everybody on this list. And it just goes to show you the customer service that our team is providing is world class. So great job, you guys. We really appreciate all you do for us. Same thing with our office operations team. You can see that AR days out. That means basically we take the revenue for the month, divide it by the number of days in the month, and then measure our receivables. Anytime you get below about 15 or 16, that really, really helps our cash flow. We're all the way down to 12. So super job by the collections folks and the rest of the office operations team. They do a lot of work, over $14 million in payments processed, a lot of contracts entered, a lot of emails and billing follow-ups, support help, and everything else. So great job by our office operations team. Quick look at our Net Promoter Scores, always fantastic by the Pest Group. We're starting to measure that out into different locations as well. So we're getting some good numbers there. Great job by Bastrop at 96. We've got San Antonio at 96, Bryan College Station, same. And everybody else looks pretty darn solid for our Pest Group. Our lawn group, again, a little harder to do, such a visual service, but those are solid scores too. Lawn care, really nice scores. Tree, holiday lights, look at that holiday light score, 94. Kudos to the holiday lights team. Those guys have been really, particularly in November, really worked hard, and to get a 94 in November is a fantastic job by our holiday lights guys. Irrigation and landscape, in particular, those irrigation numbers are just through the roof. Great job by our irrigators. And our HVAC is always rock solid, as is our plumbing and electrical. So great job by that group. And you can see our handyman. Again, Bobby showed you that record number for revenue. And look at those scores. That's fantastic. And then the great job by the window team and also our pool team. So super job on our net promoter scores. And I'm going to turn it back to Bobby for lead line and sales numbers.
Yep, had some some good stuff here, and some other stuff that's like, dang it, if we'd have done better, we'd have had a better month. We had, you can see right here, the number of leads submitted went up 16.7%, but the ones that got submitted didn't necessarily turn into leads that got scheduled. So we were actually down a little bit as far as that. And so again, that'll be another thing we can talk about when we talk about why did we miss the mark? What are the things we could have done, right? What could we have done to have had a better month? That's one of them. It would have been for sure. And you can see, again, lead light technicians, Nick Redding led the way, 16 scheduled, right? Why Nick and David? There's 12, Monica Warren, Michael Howell, these, Aaron Miller in commercial, 8 right there. If everybody, let's just say that did what Aaron did, it would have changed the entire complexion of the month. It would have changed everything with the month. Because if I showed you the report, you have page after page after page of zeros, right? And it's like, why are those zeros, and Aaron and Michael and Monica and David and Nick did all those? That's the question, right? We got to figure that out. How do we move everybody to that 8? That would be amazing for the entire company. Oh, by the way, great stuff. Mary Dietz, oh my gosh, Mary, every month she leads the way, 36 of those. Kim, Martha, April, Sonia, Brian, all doing a good job on our oh, by the ways. That is creating something out of nothing, right? That is letting the customer know that we're doing something. And you can see the different things that are happening. Boy, when we mention, oh, by the way, we do trees, hey, send somebody out. That's what happens, right? You just mention it. And they say, yeah, I think I want that. Didn't know you do that. So yeah, send somebody out. So all of these, oh, by the way, we clean windows. Yep, I want someone to do that. That's how easy it is, because they don't know that we do it, right? We can't, it's hard for everyone to know every single service. So when we mention some of these, the answer is so often, yes, I want to know more about that. Okay, some good things on the sales to give you these numbers. You can see Ricardo in residential sales, Alma was at 76. Stephen Edwards in Marble Falls was 80. Ricardo Beata in Austin was 86,918. Let's give some round of applause. Keep everybody going there. I did love these numbers right here in commercial. Boy, Chris Walker, great month up in Georgetown, 87,000. Anthony Sanchez, 106. And Daryl Gentry down in San Antonio, as always. Look at that, 141. Big round of applause for our commercial sales team. Really good numbers there commercially all the way around with the sales team. Real happy about that. In-house, Crystal McNeely at 34, Kevin Havron at 34.5, and Debbie Clegren at 39.4. We'll give them a round of applause too. Thank you. Lawn leaders, some good things there. Dakota Renfro over in College Station, rock solid month, Dakota, 90,000. Jake Jerzonbeck down in San Antonio, always having a great month, 108,000. And Tyler Level led the way, 121,800. So let's give them a round of applause. Man, I love these numbers on home improvement. Look at this. Bob Toy. Now, if you weren't at the party Saturday night, you don't know what a good singer Bob Toy is. So not only is he a hell of a sales guy, he's got a great voice, great singing. 121,000. Kevin Rooks, 150,696. Great job for those guys. And Clive Hartsfield, 50,180. Thank you, Clive. Great job there. All right, mechanical sales, while it wasn't a great month, we did have some good numbers here. Jeff Blatt was at 126, Miguel Ruiz 128, Alish Palika was at 137, Angela Broussard 187, and there's the man every time, Mark Hogan, 313,390. So let's give mechanical sales a round of applause. Okay, best drivers branch. This is always interesting to me because some people were saying that College Station does a good job because there's no traffic. That's a lie. If you've not been to College Station lately, you don't know. The traffic is horrible there. We experienced it the other night driving in. But fourth place was Corpus Christi, 5.7. Third place, Austin, 5.7. College Station, 5.6. I'm not pushing them that fast. San Antonio, though, what I wanted to point out is that San Antonio, look at the difference. Corpus, Austin, and College Station, almost all exactly the same, but significantly better in San Antonio. That is a huge difference. So I want us all here in Austin that are live, but everywhere, to give a big round of applause for those San Antonio drivers. Good job, really, really good job. And then, as Matt said, 9 drivers that had 0 infractions. And man, I don't know how you do it. God bless you, because that is quite an accomplishment. Those are some great safe drivers. You saw the names up there. Mr. McCarty, wow, those old guys drive nice and slow. Those are good. Caleb Green, Robert Anderson, Julie Calvert, and here, Javier Solis, Fernando Abadillo, Anthony Donahue, Danielle Castillo, and Brandon Farron. You guys, you got Austin, Corpus, and San Antonio. Really, really great job. Thank you, guys. Let's put them in, Tim, and let's spin the wheel and see who's going to win the $50 gift card. Stop it now. All right, Robert Anderson, $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. Great job. And again, it's just to make sure that we're thinking about driving safe. I got that damn thing in my car too, just like every one of you do, and it's just like a knife to my heart when that thing starts beeping, right? And I mean, I pull out, and I swear to God, I'm pulling out slow and safe. Beep, 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 beep. It makes me crazy, but what does it do? It makes me think about it. It makes me get even more cautious and more careful. So while it's frustrating, it helps us all get better. So we've all got to play the game and do it well as best we can. Most improved drivers, we got a lot of folks from Corpus, San Antonio, Austin, and College Station. And this does matter, right? You aren't the perfect drivers, but hopefully you are trying to get better just like me. I feel like I want to go to those confession classes. It goes, I'm trying to get better. I'm bad, but I'm trying to get better. So I celebrate you guys. Let's spin for the 12 most improved, Tim. Round and round she goes. And stop it now, Tim. Wow. Jordan Arredondo. Jordan, way to go. Congratulations. Let's give Jordan a round of applause. Okay, let me have the lights. If I could, please. Thank you, Steve. Okay, a couple of quick announcements that I wanted to share with everybody. First of all, it is holiday season. The Christmas parties have begun, and we had a wonderful party over in College Station on Friday night. We drove over there, had great turnout, and you guys in College Station, it was so much fun being with you. Had a great group there. And then last night, last night, it seems like it was last night, Saturday night, we had the Austin party, and we had a great turnout, had a lot of fun. Let me tell you, that party, when we're all together like that, it matters. And what I would say to you next year, think about it. The more of us that are there together, the better the event is, because it is a time to be together, to celebrate. Some people have done some good things, but the main thing is, it is a camaraderie, it's a communion of us being together. It matters, and it was a very special night for us all to do that. And if you've not been to the Austin party and seen the karaoke, let me just report back to you, it was fantastic. We had a live band and live karaoke, and we got some talent in this organization, so it was fun. So everyone who did that, thank you, and to everyone who showed up, thank you. What I would say next is we will be in Corpus Christi, coming down south on Friday of this week. Looking forward to seeing the Corpus Christi group, and then we will finish the party season on Saturday in San Antonio, and so looking forward to that, and so we'll look forward to seeing all the folks in San Antonio on Saturday night. Last, Matt touched it a minute ago, and I want to reiterate what you have not heard yet, and we did not see at any of the parties, what the bonus was, right? What our profitability is. We are working on that. We will have those numbers by Wednesday. And so what we decided to do, those of you who were at the first two parties, you noticed we didn't talk about the numbers. We didn't talk about bonus. We didn't talk about profitability. We didn't talk about business. What we did is we had fun, right? We celebrated awards for people for tenure, and we did some good stuff, and we had a good time. We will talk business, and I hope that you will take some time on Wednesday evening. I'm telling you, it won't be more than 30 minutes, might be around 20 to 30 minutes. We're just really going to hit the highlights of the year, and it is kind of a state of ABC. Matt and I will report back to you what the numbers were from a profitability standpoint. We'll stream that. So hopefully Wednesday evening at 6:30, tune in and see what the numbers are, and that way you'll be able to know how the final part of the year was. And we've been striving hard to make it good, made some progress on the profitability part, and so hopefully we'll have those numbers, not hopefully, we will have those numbers to report back to you. And we'll share a couple of other key metrics, but we thought we would separate the fun of the Christmas party and the companionship and the fellowship that happens there with the business of the state of ABC, and we'll broadcast that to you on Wednesday evening. All right, with that, I know these last couple of weeks get kind of hectic, and for the whole week we'll see some people at the other parties, others will be missing each other, but I will use this moment to wish everyone a very, very happy holiday season and a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope that everyone, a lot of people will be taking a couple of days off during that time. We've got the holidays during that time. I wish you and your family a very, very special and warm holiday season. And what I mainly wish to you is that you be careful and you be safe and that you enjoy that time together with your family. So have a great Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll look forward to seeing you down the road. Thanks.